دوستان عزیز، یکی از دوستان بسیار خوب مقاومت امروز در این برنامه شرکت داره. نماینده پارلمان اروپا بودن ایشون از کشور پرتغال. Monsieur Kazaka est ici et nous demandons de Monsieur Kazaka prendre la parole. S'il vous plaît, Monsieur Kazaka.
Bonsoir. Bonsoir tout le monde. Bonsoir tout le monde, j'espère que vous m'écoutiez bien. Je vais peut-être m'adresser à vous en anglais, puisqu'il y a tant de monde qui pour nous écouter aussi, soit à Ashraf, soit à New York. Et, well, good afternoon everyone, good morning, good evening. The very first thoughts that come to my mind in this day are the ones that we witness seeing these faces. The faces of murdered people. Most of them very, very young people. And there were all we can see here, and as we know, there were actually 30,000. It was a genocide made for wiping the whole of the political opposition within the country. It was done 33 years ago, and to each and all of them we owe all our respect. We have to humbly think of them, think of their sacrifice, and think of the tremendous injustice that was done. And of course, my second thoughts are to the families, to these children that never met their parents, to the mothers that lost their children. And my third thoughts are for all of those which never saw these events, were not living, and even for those who were not born yet. And for all of them, I think the NCRI, the National Council for Resistance of Iran, is doing a tremendous work of keeping the memory alive and ensuring that the crime is not forgotten. But let's also remember that 76 years ago, on the eve of the Second World War, the nations got together and they promised that genocides like the Holocaust would not be allowed nevermore, and that the United Nations would ensure this to be persecuted and this not to happen again. And as we do know, this did happen again. This did happen several times. But we have to say that in all the circumstances that it happened, never before did we see, decades after the original crime, we never saw the same government in place. But worse than this, the same very butchers that were responsible for the killings to be in place and to be nominated to be president of a country. And worse still, to be invited to the United Nations and to see the leaders of our democratic world looking at him as if he would be an honored man, as if he would not be a murderer, someone that did not even try to disguise his responsibilities in the massacre. This is a disgrace. This is a dishonor for all of those who are there and all the others among the 30,000. This is an attack to all of the human beings in this planet that suffer the consequences of allowing these murders to go unpunished. And this is an offense to the coming generations that will inherit a world that is to forget so easily what it promised only 76 years ago. And so I think that you are in the front of a movement that, of course, says a lot to those who lost their relatives, because all of these 30,000 murdered young people, they have an identity. Of course, it says a lot to the Iranian people, but it is something that no one in this world, no matter what nationality, can ever forget. This is not bearable. This is not acceptable. And we will keep saying this as much as it is necessary. And we will repeat it to our children and to our grandchildren. And we will never, never, never come to terms with such a genocide. So, please continue. The NCRI is really the organization I know with more resilience, with more persistence, with more capacity to endure everything. And I hope it will continue, because the memory of those people is there to demand this from us. So thank you very much for this invitation. Thank you for being here, and we shall never forget. Raisi has to be put in front of his crimes, and nothing in this world can forget about this. Thank you.